Enjoying this absolutely beautiful old growth section. Kind of the moist, wet, damp old growth forest, evident by all the moss growing on these trees. This is a high rainfall area. If you're all curious what these blue diamonds are, those are specifically for winter. If you ever wonder why they're so high up on the trees, it's essentially to track the path for winter. Imagine several feet of snow that you're hiking on top of. Suddenly these blue diamonds don't seem so high anymore. And frankly, a forest all looks the same in the snow. So the blue diamonds help chart the path for snowshoers and cross-country skiers in areas like this. We're in a very green Mount Hood National Forest. Very beautiful. Got a classic old growth feel. Actually shocking there's no snow on the ground. Typically, about 3 weeks ago, this should have been a winter wonderland. It's an uncharacteristically light year because of La Nina, although snow is forecast for next week, so it will correct itself. But this is one of the latest. They've actually had to delay the openings of all the ski lodges, one of the latest in history because of La Nina. Interestingly enough, though, if a previous La Nina is any indication, once it starts snowing, it won't stop. Hiking through Mount Hood National Forest, classic old growth forest. If you're all interested in the differences geographically within Oregon, Mount Hood National Forest and Mount Hood, with all the ski lodges, probably the most popular in the state of Oregon, simply because of its proximity to the Portland metropolitan area, which is the main population center in the state of Oregon. However, ecologically, this is definitely a wetter, damper ecosystem, more like Washington. Got a lot of old growth Douglas firs, some hemlocks, a lot of bush, brush, very damp, a lot of moss. So it's definitely got a ecological footprint feel to it. I actually live south of here, Central Oregon, high desert. And from that location, this is about an hour north from where we live. An hour west, southwest is Mount Bachelor. Now, Central Oregon is a very different feel than the Mount Hood National Forest. Got Mount Bachelor and Three Sisters Wilderness, that area. Very dry feeling, a lot of pines, ponderosa pines, lodgepole pines. Completely different feel. It's like you went into a different world. Forests are totally different. Moisture is different, humidity is different. I personally prefer Central Oregon. I like the pine, drier forests. Central Oregon's pretty similar to Idaho, like the Sawtooth Mountain area. It's also pretty similar to Eastern Oregon, Eagle Cap, and it's pretty similar to John Muir Trail, Eastern Sierras in California. And that's kind of my favorite type of a landscape, all those places I mentioned. So I personally vastly prefer Central Oregon, Bachelor area, Three Sisters Wilderness area over Mount Hood National Forest area. But that is a matter of personal preference. Nevertheless, this is classic old growth and is very beautiful in its own right. I'm enjoying the minor amount of misty fog that keeps kind of floating through the area. I don't know if it's picking up, but it gives the whole area a little bit of a mystical quality, which I appreciate. We've taken the fork over towards Twin Lakes. First up is Lower Twin Lake, which we will slightly descend down to. Then we will go up to Upper Twin Lake and then loop around to the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail, and complete our loop back to the trailhead. So first up is Lower Twin Lake. As we descend to Lower Twin Lake, we are meeting a critical junction. If we want to go on to Upper Twin Lake, continue that way, we'll be going that way next. But for now, let's go check out Lower Twin Lake. Ooh, starting to get some peeks of it. We're here at Lower Twin Lake, here at Mount Hood National Forest of Oregon, admiring this beautifully calm and serene, peaceful, classic forest lake nestled into this old growth forest. And we're also getting some thick fog rolling in and blanketing the area. You can see the tops of the trees across the way just starting to hit our area. This is beautiful. We are here in a foggy paradise. Look at that fog coming in and covering part of the old growth forest. Also actually a very popular backpacking destination. You can see over here there's actually a couple camping spots for a little backpacking. As I evaluate Lower Twin Lake here at Mount Hood National Forest in Oregon for backcountry camping spots, this is most certainly the prime spot. Firing, seating right next to the lake. I will also continue to explore this direction and see if I can come up with any more, as I thought there is a second one that would certainly work right here. Clearly that used to be a firing. I don't know what's up with this log going across the fire. Maybe that is intended to prevent people from using it, but we've got some logs here, and look at that water access. We are right up against the lake, exploring this area looking for backcountry campsites. So far we found two that are high quality. I thought I would go ahead and hike around the lake, Lower Twin Lake. There's actually a 1 mile loop trail, goes all the way around Lower Twin Lake. I'm on that loop now, circumnavigating this lake and seeing if I can get new and interesting vantage points by which to admire the beautiful area. Stop here and take a look at the lake. Whenever I see a little outcropping into the shore like this, it's tempting, almost tempting, and hard not to just come walk over here and right up on it, right up in the business of the lake. Look at that. We're here at Lower Twin Lake here in Mount Hood National Forest in Oregon. And here is actually a great backcountry camping spot, little fire pit. Look at the views from this spot. It's a pretty cool camping spot. Definitely gonna have to remember this one. As we continue to hike along Lower Twin Lake, the perimeter loop circumnavigates the lake. That is beautiful. I love hiking right beside a lake like this. Great views. We are here at Lower Twin Lake, Mountain National Forest in Oregon, and we're admiring this serene, calm forest lake, as well as a beautiful blanket of fog rolling in the other side of the lake. This area is beautiful. Look at these beautiful views. We're here at Lower Twin Lake, Mount Hood National Forest, Oregon. And we're looking at this little classic old growth forest lake nestled into the heart of the old growth forest, as well as this incredible blanket of fog that has enveloped the area. This area is truly incredible. As we continue to hike here on Twin Lakes Trail, Mount Hood National Forest, and looks like we have made it. Look at this. This is Upper Twin Lake. We just came from Lower Twin Lake. We're here at Upper Twin Lake, Mount Hood National Forest, Oregon. This is a small classic forest lake up here high in the mountains, nestled amongst this old growth forest. And you can see as it is December 3rd, starting to form some ice across the center of Upper Twin Lake. Very beautiful.